How it going, folks? This is a very sad day for people like me that love rock and roll, specifically Southern rock and roll. Because on this day, October 20th, 1977, 41 years ago, we lost not only an American cultural icon, but a true cultural icon of the Southland in the Lynyrd Skynyrd band when that plane went down. And it's just amazing the things that they did. I mean, think about it, folks. They were a band. Really, truly, recording-wise, the original lineup, from only 1973 to 1977. That's 6 albums? Over, a 5-year span? And they were only a band all together as kids growing up down in Jacksonville, Florida, from 64 to 77. I mean, and to think all the music that they made in that time. I mean, think of all the songs that they've done. Not just the ones that you know. And yes, I know everyone knows Freebird, and you know Sweet Home Alabama, and maybe Give Me 3 Steps. But what about What's Your Name? That Smell, Cry for the Bad Man. What else are some other ones? They're great covers of Call Me the Breeze. Everyone thinks that's a Skynyrd song, but it was a J.J. Cale song. I mean, come on now, folks. This was a band's band. I mean, Rolling Stone even called them the Rolling Stones of America. And that's what Ronnie Van Zant wanted to be. And Ronnie was a true poet, man. I mean, the fact that all those lyrics, he never wrote anything down. He had a photographic memory. I mean, shit, that's some fucking impressive stuff. And, you know, and all you kids are like, that's too outdated. Or that's mom and dad's music. Or even my grandparents' music, which is kind of impressive because that means you have some young-ass grandparents. But I digress. Fuck you. Because that shit is good. And just because it's so-called old-fashioned or outdated, don't mean that it's bad. I mean, come on. Some of the shit you kids listen to today, but that's a whole different topic for a whole different fucking video. But what I'm saying is, you know, what can you say? Imagine all the great songs Ronnie Van Zant and Steve Gaines and Alan Collins would have wrote had that plane not gone down. And it's not just them. You know, Cassie Gaines never gets the credit that she deserves for being an amazing backup singer vocalist, you know? And even the pilots as well, you know. It's a shame that the true tragedy of this is that the plane didn't have to go down. It went down because of the fact that it was an old plane that had not been fueled properly at the airport and the gauges were off. And, you know, what can you say, you know? I guess Greenville to Baton Rouge was, you know, too far of a flight, and it was just a shame that it had to happen because they were so young. Hell, Ronnie Van Zant even told his father that he would never live to see 30. And sadly, he was right because he died at only 29. You know, so all I can say is God bless Ronnie Van Zant, God bless Steve Cassie Gaines, Dean Kilpatrick, Alan Collins, and all the other amazing players that have been a part of this band. And while I'm at it, a lot of people give Ricky Medlock shit. And they say, Ricky Medlock ain't an original member of the Skynyrd band. Well, I'm here to say fuck you and bullshit because he is technically kind of an original member because he grew up with Skynyrd. And he played on an album, First and Last, released in October of 1978, a year after the crash. The MCA just wanted to rush out because they gotta put that product out, don't they? Well, he played on that, which is nowadays, go pick that up on a LP, or even better, go get you a copy of the expanded 25th anniversary edition of that album. Amazing record, and he sings on 2 of the songs. Now, do you think if he wasn't part of the band, because this was Ronnie's band and Ronnie handpicked all these people, that Ronnie would have allowed Ricky Medlock to sing on it? But people only know Ricky Medlock from Blackfoot, and they only know that he came into the band officially in 1996. Hell, Second Helping album from 1974, Ballad of Curtis Lowe. That's loosely based on Ricky Medlock's grandfather, Shorty Medlock, who helped Ronnie Van Zant learn to write music and, taught Alan Collins chords, taught chords to Ricky. Gary Rossington used to hang out over there, and all that shit you can learn by watching the Showtime documentary, If I Leave Here Tomorrow. Which, by the way, I know there's a lot of reasons to watch the Showtime network. I get it, but let's face facts. But that's another whole different video. But this documentary, if you're a Skynyrd fan, if you're a rock and roll fan, if you're a blues fan, you need to check out that documentary. And I'm not getting paid by the band to shill it. I'm just telling you point blank, damn good documentary if I do say so myself. So, it's just a shame. Think about all the great songs we could have had, all the great records we could have had. And people give Skynyrd shit for they didn't ask to do the tribute tour in '87. Everyone kept saying, we want you back, we want you back. They only played one time after the crash, and that was in '79 at the Charlie Daniels Band Volunteer Jam. And that was it. But everyone kept saying, come back, please come back. So they came back in '87. The crowds were strong, they were playing good music, so they decided to keep on, and yet people called them a tribute band. Yes, they're a tribute band. Yes, I get, well, Johnny Van Zant can't write and sing like Ronnie. He sounds pretty damn close, and the quote Gary Rossington in said documentary that I already mentioned, you were whooped by the same dad, you ate the same food. He looks and sounds like Ronnie, folks. So stop giving Johnny shit for that. And this whole thing, well, again, yes, they're a tribute band. Fuck, the Allman Brothers Band at one time were touring and recording, and there wasn't even an Allman Brother in the band. But you never heard shit about it. And people say that Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama and Gimme 3 Steps and all these songs are played out. Bullshit. They're not played out. This shirt, fuck, I just got this at the tribute tour, the retirement tour, the Street Survivors tour that they're doing, which, by the way, if that comes to your town, you should definitely go check that out. And again, I ain't being paid by the band. I'm simply a fan of them. That's all I can say. Great fucking show, and they give you everything they got. By the way, rest in peace, Ed King, too, who died last month, and it's such a tragedy then in of itself that he never really got back with the band, and there was bad blood and all that. So, anyway, all I can say is, as Ronnie Van Zant asked, if I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? And don't worry, Ronnie, we will always remember you. Alan Collins, Steve Gaines, Cassie Gaines, Dean Kilpatrick, Ed King, and all the other great players that have been associated with the Lynyrd Skynyrd band. So, as always, to close it out, this is a Raging Rebel saying, always stay true to yourself and never ever, with whatever you do in life, be afraid to get carried the fuck away.